Tom Trento for the United West. As many of you know, we're producing an investigative documentary on the cover-up, the Obama administration cover-up, of the shoot-down of Sign Extortion 17. That was the Chinook helicopter that went down in Afghanistan on August 6, 2011. 30 American souls were on board, 17 of whom were Navy SEALs, 15 of whom were SEAL Team 6. But in respect and honor to the 30 Americans, we're going to produce an investigative documentary that uncovers this tragedy, why it happened, why our government covered up portions of it. And involved from day one has been a dear friend of ours, Admiral James Ace Lyons. And he has provided direction and insight on understanding the tragedy and then figuring out what to do about it. Admiral Lyons, thank you, sir, for your tremendous work. Welcome to the show. Your thoughts on the shoot down of the Chinook that killed 30 Americans?
Well, this was a tragedy that never should have happened. First of all, I always question when I first heard about this, the fact that we put 30 of our special forces, which included 15 of our SEAL Team 6 elite forces, into a single helicopter, which was a transportation helicopter not normally used in a hot fire situation. The second thing is that they sent them into a hot fire zone that had been under attack for over 3 hours. We had a C-130 gunship which was over the zone, but hadn't fired anything because no suppression fire, because of the restricted rules of engagement imposed by the Obama administration. Now, so to not prepare that site before you sent in this transportation helicopter with our elite forces aboard, to me, was really unbelievable, and to me was a dereliction of duty. The second thing you need to know, in addition to the 30 Americans aboard, there were 8 Afghan special forces that were in the aircraft. But what your listeners need to know, the original 8 were replaced by 8 unknown Afghan special forces 1 minute before the helicopter took off. That, to me, should have been the signal to abort the mission. You didn't know that our Americans had never worked with these 8. They didn't know anything about them, and why you would continue to press on in that situation, knowing the environment we operate in, to me, was a dereliction of duty. And as the circumstances further evolved, they never had to be sent in the first place, because the forces that they were sent in to rescue were really not in that dire situation.
Admiral, you're so accurate on all of this, thus our hard work with many people to produce this movie. We have gone through this counterinsurgency theory, the coin theory of conducting this asymmetric warfare, and part and parcel of that is the fundamental principle that in order to have peace in these regions, we've got to win the hearts and minds of the enemy. And this hearts and minds doctrine has confounded, confused, and created this restrictive rules of engagement, which has resulted in these 30 guys dying and many others dying. Now, with your extensive background as a combat officer, how do you balance winning the hearts and minds of enemies with killing the enemies to be victorious in battle? How do you bring those two together?
All right, Tom, I'm glad you brought this up. Let me tell you something. In the Middle East, there's only one thing that matters, and that's street respect. And the only way you get street respect is by killing the enemy into submission. Once you do that, I guarantee you the hearts and minds will follow.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't have it more succinct, more clear. And this isn't coming from me or our guys. This is from one of America's foremost leaders, the former commander of the Pacific Fleet, then extensive involvement in other areas of our government. Admiral Ace Lyons, thank you very much, sir. We're going to push ahead and get this movie made, and you will be at the premiere and front and center. How about that?
Thanks very much, Tom. It's great to be with you and your audience today.
All right, have a wonderful day. Tom Trento for the United West. Primary reason, folks, beyond honoring the 30 dead Americans, is to change the rules of engagement in the next administration. They need to be changed, and we bow to the Admiral with the fact that the hearts and minds will follow victory, particularly in that neighborhood, in that region. Tom Trento for the United West. Check out our website, get involved with us, help us fund this movie, help us produce this movie, and it's for a tremendous good. Thank you very much.